Come in.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm Jessica.
Wayne.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you for meeting with me today. I've been with NetSuite for 3 years now, and I've worked with companies across various industries, but all of which are looking to implement some of our NetSuite ERP software. Brock indicated that PTI is in the market for a software solution provider.
Yes, that's correct. With the tremendous growth we've been experiencing here at PTI, we are looking to expand our business. We have somewhat of a strategy in place. However, we've been looking at a number of software solution providers to help us streamline our business processes.
Great. Well, what I hope to accomplish today and what I really want us to focus on during this meeting, one, are the concerns or obstacles that you guys face with PTI's current operations. And then two, what y'all need in terms of maximizing efficiency as you plan to expand your business. And then lastly, we'll just go over how NetSuite can address these needs and propel PTI forward. Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time today, but would it be okay if I begin by asking you just a few questions about your current operations and expansion strategy?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, great. So to begin, I just want to confirm some basic background information on PTI's operations so that I've got a full picture and understanding of your situation.
Sounds good.
So I see that you guys are a mid-sized company with annual sales revenue of about $168 million.
Yes, that's correct.
Well, great. So I mainly work with clients of your size and have ample experience with other office supplies providers. So I'm pretty familiar with your line of work. And I see here that PTI's sales team is made up of 26 people, and 18 of which are designated salespeople. So how are those individuals organized further, if at all? Maybe by region or by client or customer focus?
Our sales team is not organized beyond being the designated salespeople. Some individuals prefer to work with certain clients more than others, but there's really no formal organization to our sales team.
Definitely. Well, I also see that PTI has grown at an average rate of 9% each year for the last 3 years, which is really great and very impressive. I also know that PTI has been in this industry for many years, I believe 37 to be exact. And what would you say, what have you attributed to this recent surge in growth and success?
Well, there are a number of factors, but I would say that our business in the universities and colleges and also the county school systems have been skyrocketing, and it's driving a lot of our growth. Also, laptops and filing systems are in such high demand in those education sectors, and we offer them at a very competitive price point.
Definitely. I'm sure that really drives a lot of your business. So thank you for answering those. And last question about your basic operations, but what kind of system does your sales team have in place and use to document their sales reports?
Well, currently our sales team documents sales reports in a variety of ways. Individual salespeople are responsible for documenting the reports immediately following client interactions, and they are to be submitted to the VP of Sales. However, some people use their notebooks and others use Excel or other IT software.
I see. So lots of different ways. Do you ever experience any difficulties keeping track of those reports? And when I mean reports, anything from sales quotas and objectives or customer receivables?
Definitely. Our whole reporting process is really informal and unorganized.
Gotcha. Well, how long would you say that it takes you to collect all of these sales reports and then organize them for analysis?
I'd say we would probably have to dedicate a full day of work to it.
Wow, full day of work. It's a long time. Who would have to deal with organizing all of that data, and how often would you say that you have to dedicate all that data and spend time organizing those reports?
Brock or another sales manager typically deal with it, and I'd say we probably have to organize the reports for a full day every 3 weeks or so. It definitely takes a lot more time than it should.
Yeah, that's a lot of time. You also mentioned earlier that your salespeople aren't formally organized beyond their designation of just being salespeople, but that some prefer to work with certain clients or customers over others. Do you ever run into issues with staffing your salespeople on clients that they like and have experience with, or perhaps staffing someone on a client in a different region than they are?
Yes, we do actually. We have 3 market areas, Georgia, Tennessee, and North Carolina, and only our 3 state managers keep track of who's been staffed on which client, and sometimes they don't even fully document their salesperson's data.
How I can see that being a problem. So what usually happens when a salesperson is staffed on a client project they either dislike or just don't have the necessary experience with?
Given that we're a family business, we have high standards for employee satisfaction as well as customer satisfaction. When one of our salespeople is unhappy or unfamiliar with the client they're staffed on, it can cause some internal issues.
I can imagine. You definitely would not want to consistently staff a salesperson on a client that they either don't like or don't have experience with. And with your expansion plan, looking to add at least 6 more states, are you worried that this problem could continue or even worsen?
Yes, as we add more states and even hire more salespeople, it will get harder probably to efficiently staff our sales team on client projects.
Understandably, it sounds like PTI doesn't have a centralized system for tracking sales team data. And in terms of big picture, how difficult is it to determine where the company stands financially at any given time?
It usually takes about 6 to 8 hours a week and is done manually.
How satisfied are you with that time?
Not satisfied at all. It actually took us a full week to analyze our customer data to determine where we brought in the most revenue last year.
Wow, that's definitely a lot of time, especially now that you're looking to expand. I'm sure that it's very important for you to have an accurate picture of PTI's financials.
Yes, it is.
So, during those 6 to 8 manual hours spent on determining where the company stands, is it possible that there could be human error in the calculations?
Yes, that's definitely a risk.
And what effect would that have on your business?
It could be very serious if we were to miscalculate our revenues.
Definitely. Are you losing any opportunities to make sales during those 6 to 8 hours that you're spending trying to determine where the company stands?
Yes, we've probably missed about 30% of potential sales due to time spent just analyzing our internal financials.
Wow, that's a lot of missed opportunities. I can imagine that that's a lot of missed potential revenue. So you mentioned earlier that it's hard to efficiently staff your sales team on clients throughout your 3 regions. And what effect does that have on your customer relations and even employee satisfaction?
Well, if we can't effectively staff our salespeople, we could jeopardize our relationship with a long-term client. In addition, our employees want to be staffed on client projects in their region and that are close to them. And we risk our employee retention rate if we staff them on projects that are far away.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm sure sales teams want to be working with clients in their region and that are close to them. And I know clients want sales reps that are familiar with their specific industry. So what would it cost for you to lose one of your biggest clients due to a staffing error?
Our largest client contributes to about 15% of our total revenue, and that would be about $25 million that we would lose.
Wow, that's definitely a huge risk, and it sounds to me like a centralized system for monitoring your data would absolutely help. Earlier you mentioned that your sales reporting process is pretty informal and unorganized, and does that ever lead to lost opportunities?
Yes, and it can result in miscommunication internally.
Yeah, miscommunication is pretty common when you don't have an organized reporting process. How often would you say that miscommunication occurs due to unorganized sales reports?
I'd say at least once a week.
Wow, that's pretty often. But in terms of organizing your sales reports, would it be useful to have a search function to help you navigate through the reports?
Yes, definitely. As I said before, it currently takes us a full workday to get our sales reports organized.
And what all could you accomplish without having to dedicate that full day of work to organizing reports?
Well, we could reach out to our prospective customers and spend more time on product development. We need a streamlined process for reporting sales, prospects, and forecasts.
Definitely. Another problem you mentioned earlier involved your salesperson's data and their client preferences. So how would a scheduling system or customizable activities dashboard improve your salesperson satisfaction?
Well, that would mean that our sales team could have control over scheduling their client projects. They could visit the clients in their region. They could customize their calendar and activities tailored to their specific client work.
Yeah, well, that's all stuff that NetSuite offers. So what if that activities dashboard could also set up tasks such as phone calls to clients and prospective customers? And additionally, what if those tasks were saved so you could reference them in the future? And how do you think that would improve your client relations?
That would be awesome. It would improve our client relations because we would be keeping track of our interactions with them. It would reduce the risk of calling them twice for the same reason. And we really need a centralized solution for monitoring our client and salesperson data to avoid that risk.
Definitely. Well, NetSuite also offers that as well. And lastly, would it be worth it to have a solution that enables you to check your pipeline at any given time?
Yes, that would save us weeks of calculations.
And how would this pipeline analysis help with your expansion strategy?
Well, it would be easy to determine which of our new regions are performing the best, where we need to invest more, where we can afford to cut some costs, and some other things. We need a centralized system that will automatically calculate our financials and track our business as a whole, especially as we expand.
Definitely. So everything we've just discussed thus far basically falls into NetSuite's scope of being an ERP software solution. So NetSuite would provide you with the tools necessary to organize your tracking and sales reports, centralize your customer and salesperson data, and then provide you with all of the valuable information about PTI's financials.
Yeah, this sounds like something we could really need. How much does it cost?
So our monthly license ranges from $999 to $15,000 a month. But given the problems and dissatisfactions that you've expressed that you're currently facing, plus the added risk of those continuing as you expand your company, you're looking at PTI's NetSuite license rate would be around $13,000 a month.
I see. Sounds like a really good investment for us.
Yeah, it definitely is. Given the time that it currently takes you guys to organize your data and reports, you're probably spending approximately $30,000 in costs. So $30,000 minus $13,000 cost of NetSuite, you'd actually be saving $17,000. In addition to just maximizing your business efficiency in general.
Could we set up a demo? I'm pretty much sold.
Yes, of course. Well, here, I can show you right here. Right here, we have your activity dashboard where your sales team can schedule, customize, and create tasks such as phone calls, appointments, and emails with their clients. And then over here, we have an example of your reports and subsequent search functionality, so you can look through and search those reports so they're easy to find and organize. Yeah.
So you can even save your searches and view recent searches too?
Yes. So NetSuite really tries to make your reporting process as user-friendly as possible.
I can see that.
Now, I know that you mentioned it would be very beneficial to automatically calculate PTI's financials and see where the company stands at any given time. So this pipeline analysis tab provides you with everything you need to know about where PTI stands, and I'll let you take a look.
This is exactly what we need, especially the pipeline by status summary. That's a really important indicator for us. But how are we supposed to transfer all of our information from our current system to NetSuite, and won't that take a lot of time and effort?
Yeah, so anything that you already keep track of electronically can be synced directly into NetSuite. Additionally, NetSuite has a really great support staff of professionals that are here to help you manually enter information, as well as ensure that the electronic transfer was successful.
And everything about this is secure?
Yes, absolutely. NetSuite is a cloud-based software solution, so everything is secure.
Well, I'm definitely sold. I'll just need someone from our legal team to review the contract before we can sign, but could we plan to meet a week from today? I want to get this going as soon as possible.
Yes, definitely. Let's plan to meet same time next week to get this signed, and we'll have you moving forward with NetSuite.
I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks.